Hey, best friends. Hey. Okay, so listen. Okay, so we did story time in this video or whatever, but I did not. This video lasts a little longer. Probably went up to like 40 minutes at tops. But your best friend decided to do something spontaneous. I got a piercing, y'all. A piercing. Ooh, a piercing, y'all. So I just had to show you that. I didn't show you that during the story time, but however, your best friend wanted to do something spontaneous, and that's what I did, best friend. Enjoy the video. Watch to the end. I love y'all. And sky's the limits. Bye. Hello, best friends. Hello. I am here today with a lot of deliciousness in my bowl. Before we get started, go ahead and do your best friend a favor and go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when your best friend posts a new video. Today, what I have, what is this, like a 1.5 pound or 2 lobster tail, and I have crawfish, y'all. I have crawfish in my bowl, and I have some soda on the side, black pop. So anyhow, we're gonna do a little story time while we eating. It's a little different because I'm gonna have it playing in the background so I can see what's going on. We can listen to it together. So let's get started. Let's say grace, and we're gonna indulge. Please, God, bless over our food as we eat. Can you please let our food be nutritious and healthy to our bodies? We're thankful, grateful for this food you have given us today. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. What's that? Hold on one second, best friends. And my battery's saying blink, blink, blink. It's a new for my man 2020. Along for the ride. So, alright, best friends. I'm trying to wait for a minute, but I knew I should have put this thing on the charger. It just had to do it while I'm on the when I get on here. What you think I should do? Just see how long the battery gonna last? Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We just gonna try to ride this whole thing through. It's blinking, but we're gonna see what it's gonna do, best friends. That's why I need 2 battery compact thingies. Come on, let's play it. Let's listen to it, best friends. I feel like I'm so close up and personal. How the camera's sitting. Let me see. Let me see.
January 19th, 2010.
Oh, shoot.
It's 2 a.m. in
They
downtown
said it's gonna last for 40 minutes. I don't know if this battery gonna hold like that.
The city is alive.
Atlanta is always awake. Atlanta is a city that never stops.
Yep. Is it right along?
Over on the northwest side of town, 22-year-old Max Turner
40.
and his friend Reese Shaw are walking their dates to the train station after a night of partying.
The group was flirty and laughing and having a good time.
But soon, the jovial evening would be turned on its head.
Yeah.
The SUV pulls up right next to them.
Okay.
All of a sudden, 2 armed gunmen jump out and hold the group up at gunpoint.
The assailants demanded everything. Keys, wallet, valuables.
It sounded like she said
Everybody's frantic,
cheese.
they're panicking. They went from a double date to a robbery.
In the chaos,
So that's my honey in the background.
tells the others to run.
Hey, best friend.
All of a sudden, he hears bang,
How
bang,
y'all
bang,
think?
bang.
I remember somebody said we want to see honey.
Terrified. He is literally running for his
Somebody
life.
did say that.
Max is able to take cover behind a nearby building, but he sees that his friend Reese isn't as lucky.
He sees that Reese is on the ground. He's being beaten to a pole.
That's when Max notices something that makes his jaw drop.
So I'll probably try to stay on here as long as the camera allowed me to.
In the vehicle, a the suspects that had just robbed them.
But I'm gonna try to at least push it for 10-15 minutes if I can.
They were absolutely set up.
Hey, best friends.
Max sees the gunman
Hey.
rush to the vehicle and the forces flees the scene. When the coast is clear,
This is a
Max
big one
races
too.
to his friend's aid.
He realizes that these injuries are really bad. He doesn't know if he's gonna live or die.
Soon, police will not only find themselves chasing the brazen foursome,
You know what? I wasn't even paying attention to that.
where one woman must decide just how far her loyalty
one of them
lies
set- one of them-
for a man she
Yeah,
just
one of them
met.
setting up.
I know I'm about to risk it all for this man.
What's your number
In
count?
2010,
Huh?
22-year-old Atlanta newcomer Tiffany Vega
Well,
was
oh,
excited
number.
for a fresh start.
We on.
She's had a tough time in the city of Kissimmee, Florida, where she comes from.
It's a
So she sees
37.
Atlanta as a
It's
new
counting down
opportunity, a
basically
new
from
land to start
40.
over.
So like 2 minutes.
Tiffany got her younger sister
Okay.
Crystal to
No,
go
2
with
minutes,
her.
35 seconds.
Tiffany was ecstatic to start her new journey with her sister by her side.
She saw bright lights,
Okay,
big
I'm right
city,
behind
but
you.
not only that, she saw an opportunity to really change the course of her life. She
Yeah.
loved fashion. Tiffany had hopes and dreams and aspirations.
So I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, best friends.
Starting her
This Big Lobster tail, somebody kindly messed it up.
Big city.
Yeah,
She never expected to find love. But soon enough,
You know you
she
did.
Might
knew
have to save it,
something would
so no.
change her life.
I might have did, yeah. Wrong kind of batter.
One afternoon,
Oh, wrong kind of batter. I put the batter on there. No,
No, I'm saying, in fact, it was
I
liquid.
told you that it was gonna mess up at the
She
tip.
was too pretty to be waiting for a bus
Yeah, I thought
outside
it was-
and offered to
yeah.
give her a ride home.
You're right.
The young man introduced himself as
She's right.
18-year-old Jerome Davis.
Jerome has all this great energy, and immediately they have this instant attraction.
He was a nice looking dude, muscle bound and little button nose and cute.
They were laughing, they were flirting.
Tiffany accepted Jerome's offer. He dropped her off shortly, and the two spent the rest of the afternoon texting each other.
He made me smile. He thought I got a text message from him. It made me feel great. Jerome was extremely attentive. I mean, text messages
So how'd it
back
taste,
and
though?
forth.
It's good.
Really lovey-dovey stuff.
It's not as spicy though.
really just creates this
Like
connection
it
between
was.
the two.
I think I
They
put
feel they
too
both
much
Understand each other.
water.
The next day, the connection
But
between
it's okay.
Tiffany and Jerome went beyond texts and straight to the bedroom.
The
Oh,
kisses will melt you. That's what happened. The kisses melted me.
But you have this extreme chemistry between two individuals.
She fell hard, and it was fast.
well, he about to
Over
get
the
her
next
in
few
too.
days, the romance between the two continued to blossom. And Tiffany felt like she'd hit the jackpot.
For the first time, Tiffany had somebody catering to her. Jerome would cook for her, pay her attention, spend that quality time. She felt special.
He was a real gentleman. That was one of the best things about him.
Jerome had even asked Tiffany to move in with him.
Within a week, she found herself moving into her new man's house, ready to start their lives together. He was something like my grandma was telling me that what a man is supposed to be. So I never would have thought at the end that it would be the way it was.
What do you do?
January 19,
It's a
2010,
real Tiffany.
downtown Atlanta.
The one with the yellow sweater.
Police have just arrived on the scene of a violent
Oh, I don't even
robbery,
know.
where victim Reese
They be
Shaw
having
has been
people
brutally
Playing
beaten.
the parts, no, nothing like the people.
One of the officers, he go over there to tend to Reese until the EMTs were able to arrive.
Thankfully, it doesn't seem that his injuries are life-threatening.
With an ambulance en route and a bolo issued for the perp's dark SUV, officers speak to the other
Yeah, the girl they
victim,
got playing the girl.
22-year-old
No,
Max
the girl.
Turner.
No, that always
Police
happen like
on a
that.
normal day at the time when out of nowhere 2 men came out with guns.
He was actually still in shock. He really couldn't believe that this had actually happened to him.
Max says he's sure their dates knew the male assailants.
What you want yet?
Max told police the girls were on it. This was a setup from the beginning. He sees his SUV and the 2 sisters that they had been on a date with earlier that night were in the back.
But before police can continue their conversation with Max, they receive word that their perps might just be within their clutches.
A beat cop happened to see the bolo and then quickly identified the suspect's vehicle.
A high-speed chase of 120 miles per hour is ensuing. SUV is driving very recklessly and dangerously, trying to get away from the officers.
That's good.
That's good.
22-year-old Tiffany Vega was excited to move to the bustling city of Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta represented a fresh start for her.
But before her bags were unpacked, she met handsome 18-year-old Jerome Davis.
Go out.
It was that instant, like, bond of feeling like somebody wants me just as much as I want
Shut the
them.
door.
Tiffany and Jerome, they felt like soulmates.
Tiffany was happier than she'd ever been. But soon, she would find out her whirlwind romance was destined for trouble.
I'm not knowing I'm about to make a bad decision that's about to affect me for the rest of my life.
January 19th, 2010, 2:30 a.m. Atlanta police are in pursuit of a dark-colored SUV that's been implicated in a violent armed
Seems like
robbery.
the guy seemed like the guy used her to set
It's a full-blown high-speed
set some guys
very
up.
dangerous situation.
But just as quickly as it started, the speeding vehicle is stopped in its tracks.
Anti-lock brakes, hit, car spins completely out of control, and then they hit a telephone pole.
What?
The 4 assailants get out of the vehicle and run.
So the 2 girls take off. One of the males comes around from behind the car and is running behind the 2 young ladies.
The driver ran in the complete opposite direction.
You're smart.
Police are out in this foot chase pursuing these suspects.
As officers close in, one of the male assailants collides with the females.
The front passenger, he actually trips him.
So I fried this lobster tail.
Look. He
Straight on
tripped
my
on
knees.
purpose.
Bust my knees open. I'm bleeding.
Who did?
One of the guys in the car with
Continue
him.
their pursuit of the male assailants,
Oh,
while the 2 women are apprehended.
Yeah, he collided. He collided.
Dang.
As
He
Tiffany
ran
and Crystal Vega,
that's bad.
as the officers check them for weapons,
It's 2 of them on the ground.
Yeah,
He tripped both of them?
I think it's her and her sister.
They
I
find
He tripped one. The other one, I guess, got money.
I mean, you tripping them,
She might have
but
ran to the other girl. Yeah.
you tripping them and everything, but they got your name.
the gun.
Cause now they about to give it to him.
underneath Tiffany. I never
Oh, the girl ran up on
laying
Tiffany.
the gun.
One of the girls.
Not until the police
Her was
actually
talking.
picked me up.
That's her right here.
when I
May you see
realized
her?
there was a gun there.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh,
Tiffany is adamant the weapon doesn't belong to her.
That's what he did when he cried with him.
My
He threw
first
the gun
instinct
down
was to tell them
on the ground.
oh, he
and
shut them up like
I
that.
never touched
Now they riding together and everything.
had them set somebody else up.
Regardless,
Yeah, had them set somebody else up, and then they get out the car and start running. He tripped her and then threw the gun down next to her, and
This is
she got
actually-
caught.
At the bus stop.
Who
The guy she
escaped
met
after
and moved
colliding
in
with
with
the 2
right quick.
sisters.
Had her set some people up.
He's identified as
Oh, you gotta be careful.
Malcolm McClarty.
They caught him.
But where was the driver of the vehicle?
The police cannot find him anywhere. So their only hopes are to take the 3 suspects down to
They're
the
gonna tell on
station
his ass.
Squeeze them.
and
Yeah.
hope that one of them cracks.
As Tiffany Vega, Crystal Vega, and Malcolm McClarty are
My
booked
sister
into the
caught up
Fulton
in some
County
stuff. That's
Jail.
bad. Mama losing 2 kids.
Atlanta detectives arrive at a local hospital
There go the real
to
one.
speak with the victims
Let's
of the
push up the
robbery.
real picture.
I did.
22-year-old Max Turner and 20-year-old Reese Shaw.
Yeah.
They be looking like some little monsters when they show the real
They
people.
look like twins, yeah.
Detectives
Like
ask
some
Max and
twins.
Reese to start from the beginning. Max says it all started when he met Tiffany on a dating website.
These guys
He
get wrong.
actually invited me to come over and hang out.
Tiffany ended up bringing her sister, Crystal, who hit it off with Reese.
Max and Reese is having a great time with young ladies. They're basically having a kickback at his house.
Just before 2 a.m., the girls said they needed to head home, but were worried about walking to the train station by themselves.
Oh,
Max and Reese decided that they would walk them out.
trying to be gentlemen.
So the gentleman thing to do was to walk the young ladies to the MARTA station.
Max says he and Reese never could have expected what happened next.
All of a sudden, these guys are rough, they're aggressive, they're yelling, they're shouting.
In the middle of all this chaos, Max was able to get away.
Max said one of the men fired a gun at him.
Max broke down and
Reese tried
busted.
to run. He was grabbed by one of the men and knocked
I don't
him
know
to
these
the
girls
ground.
like that.
Reese tells detectives he was terrified as the man began rifling through his pockets.
The guy took his phone and his wallet from his pockets.
Reese says he then tried to get up, but his attempt to escape only escalated the situation.
That's when the beating happened.
Y'all, they ain't even taking
He
no
said
thumbnail.
after the first few blows, everything else would look
Too late now. Let's take it to bowl.
No. Maybe I'll get 2 big ones.
This is what happened when it's good, y'all. It's good to you.
Detectives thank the 2 victims for their
Maybe I
time
could-
and head back to the station to interview
you see these
Tiffany,
little bitty-
Crystal, and Malcolm. They're hoping they can get at least one of the perps to come clean
Alright.
and help nab the 4th assailant. But it'll be easier said than done.
My whole concept was he riding for me, so I might as well keep my loyalty to him. Whatever he asking me to do, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell on you.
See, they didn't call him yet.
When I met Jerome, I was skeptical. I don't know you. I'm not getting in the car with you, but that's just how they do here in the South. That's that Southern hospitality. And he was comforting and just nice.
Look, they showing
I
back
didn't
and
know
forth.
nobody in
That's the
Atlanta.
good. Look,
He
that's the
told me
good
he
plan.
ain't
Look,
got
that's
to
the real.
worry. He'll make sure he takes
What?
care of
Good
me.
planner.
I like
That's
he
the
was a
real
guy
one.
that wanted to be a man. And
Real one kept the
He
other
wanted to
side.
be my
Hey,
man.
that's the real.
A ton of your clothes just not fit right anymore. The answer is shapewear from shaperman.com. Shapewear smooths you out, feels comfortable, and boosts your confidence.
Yours ain't got one?
Because when you feel
Yeah.
confident, you're empowered. Get the best-selling Shaper shorts on
God.
shaperman.com.
They don't let you skip it either.
Did you know
Not this
70%
one.
of your immune
Ooh.
system lives in your gut?
Make sure they
Try
get their money
Renew
for
Life.
sure.
These
Something
probiotics
they
are
get paid.
formulated with
Excuse my head, best friends. I just put it up in a
That left one of
ponytail.
them hospitalized.
Sometimes you gotta just roll
They were
like
walking
that.
their base down to the bus stop. All of a sudden,
okay, baby.
an SUV pulls up.
You okay?
2 men jump out with guns.
One of the victims, Max Turner, was shot at as he tried to run away from
Okay.
the robbers. The other, Reese Shaw, he was beaten and robbed.
And according to Max, their dates were in on the whole thing.
Max sees these 2 young women getting in this car with the assailants.
Fortunately, police now have 3 of the 4 suspects in custody. Tiffany Vega, Crystal Vega, and Malcolm McClarty. But a 4th suspect, the 2nd assailant who had also been driving the vehicle,
Like yours
is
is right
still
there.
on the
2
lam.
real girls.
The 4th suspect has vanished into thin air.
Can you pour me some pop?
After speaking with the victims at the hospital, detectives head back to the station to begin interviewing their perps. They begin with 22-year-old Tiffany Vega.
Tiffany was down with the gun,
Almost been
which
over
made
with.
it look bad.
Max has identified Tiffany as the one who set up the date.
Right.
Detectives present Tiffany with statements from Max and Reese.
Detectives now tell Tiffany the victims have identified you
Beat his
as being
behind.
along with the
I'm
other
gonna beat his behind.
running away.
Okay, so my son took a water gun and skirted in here.
Were found with
On purpose.
As retaliation
All of
for
these
something.
actions, Tiffany.
He feel like he was done wrong. We wronged him.
Detectives also confront Tiffany.
I put him out the
Those
room.
evidence police confiscated from the SUV.
Go get a gun.
Reese's cell phone and
Then we watching crime.
Right.
At this
Long
point,
talk with
Tiffany's
that boy.
starting to feel the walls caving in. She doesn't know how she's going to get out of this.
I was just angry and frustrated and scared.
Detectives asked Tiffany who the fourth assailant is, the one driving the car.
Investigators are telling her that she will do jail time if she doesn't give up more information. They're hoping that this is what's going to be the breaking point for her.
But to their surprise, Tiffany remains steadfast.
I said, well, I don't know who you're talking
Tiffany's
about.
gotta go to jail for mine.
I don't know what questions they asked her.
Until they give her, she had that,
The door's still closed, so the numbers.
you know, those numbers.
To
Realize he ain't in there
detectives,
with
it's
her.
clear Tiffany is going to do whatever it takes to protect the fourth suspect.
It's
All
crazy.
she has to do is cooperate with the police, and yet all she cares about is protecting him, making sure that he doesn't get caught up in it.
I'm gonna close out, sign out, but I'm working off the battery, so I want to have an ending to this video if it do cut off. So make sure you subscribe, like, comment, because I like to talk to all my best friends, and share this video with everyone you know, so we all can become best friends.
Police move forward.
Okay, your best friend is out.
They were charged
Peace,
with
best
armed
friends.
robbery, felony robbery, felony aggravated assault.
Oh,
Tiffany was also
I didn't even
charged
say my
with
little ending
possession of a
part, but it's
firearm.
okay.
Right.
Detectives hope that in the months awaiting trial,
Vince,
they'll be
okay.
able to nab the missing assailant one way or another.
Are we looking at? We're gonna finish the story out.
But
Okay,
they
that's fine.
would have to work
You
differently
finish the food, but you
to
still
try to
Yeah.
find more
Okay.
information.
I'm about to go out there
As
and take care of
Tiffany,
business
Crystal,
with
and
the boy.
Malcolm await trial, detectives
shooter.
begin monitoring their phone calls,
What's the shooter?
hoping one of them will trip up and speak to their accomplice.
All three of them holding their tongue.
They listen for certain things, looking for a big fat red flag.
And soon, police would get the lead they were hoping for.
Who crazy?
He continued to answer the phone. He keeps telling me he loves me and cares for me.
She would fall on the sword for her man.
He kept calling. He asked the phone here. From jail. He called
January
from-
2010. Atlanta police have Tiffany Vega and her sister Crystal, along with Malcolm McClarty, in custody for an armed robbery that terrorized two innocent men.
Right.
The victims thought they were on a double date with Tiffany and Crystal, but it turns out they were just being set up to be robbed.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
While the victims survived and have been able to identify the three assailants in custody, the driver of the vehicle is still in the wind. And unfortunately, the three in custody aren't
What you gonna get?
talking.
$3? You said no.
Press and they press.
Two young boys. They probably ain't got no job. You trying to get some couple of pennies out of them.
Detectives have begun listening in on their suspects' phone calls,
Just
hoping
walking
one
to
of
the
them will
train
make
station. So
contact
they
with
have
the
no
fourth
problem.
assailant. And it isn't long before Tiffany Vega's phone calls give them pause.
The entire first or 2 months, Jerome spoke to me all the time.
First 2 months, a couple of months.
Tiffany and Jerome were talking a lot, so that gave them reason to believe that they were dating.
Many of the calls are romantic in nature, but that's not all.
They were talking as if he owed her for something, which seemed suspicious to detectives.
Good boy, she's doing the video. Stop.
He told me he loved me.
Awesome.
He would make sure that he would file my taxes.
Yeah.
And I explained to him to split the money up and put on me and my sister's books.
When detectives
Split the money up and put it on me and my sister. So you rather go to jail
the missing assailant.
for a guy that's out there free. Split it up and put it on me and my sister Bush. What, like $50, 25 for you and 25 for you?
Given his violent past, they wouldn't put it past him that he could be involved in this.
And I wouldn't be accepting no calls from her.
Before they made the
But she did. She'll go to the police and let them know. Well, yeah. All she got to do is tell them the truth.
The victims were able to identify Tiffany and Krista Vega and Malcolm McClarty but cannot identify the driver.
Because he's a driver. He didn't get out.
You couldn't connect Jerome to anything. There's no fingerprints. There was nothing really linking him to the crime.
Is it really easy robbing somebody?
Detectives
Like, come on.
continue to monitor
Right,
Tiffany's
that'd be
phone
crazy.
calls, hoping
somebody's
she will
stuff.
slip
Make your
up
job.
and implicate Jerome in the crime.
Make it a video.
But the couple is
Shut up.
taking their precautions.
So, because the phone calls are recorded in the jail, we never spoke about how he got away. He asked me how I was doing. I asked him, was he making any moves to help me? Those were the kind of conversations that we were having. We never discussed anything about the crime or anything.
Then you did. Because,
To detectives, it seems Tiffany still believes her man can save her from the outside.
She read to do those years.
Thought was, oh, he loves me. He's gonna take care of me. I'll be quiet because this is what you do for people you care about.
She's still holding on to that hope that the man that was loyal, devoted, loved her for who she was going to be out there fighting for her.
But as the months wear on, detectives notice Jerome has gone AWOL.
He stopped calling her, stopped answering her calls, and stopped putting money on the books for her and her sister.
Tiffany seems rushed.
Now she about to say something.
Yep.
At this point, I'm just adapting. I'm concerned about my sister. I don't see nothing happening on Jerome's end. So, being that he's not doing anything, now I'm like, okay, you say you love me, but I don't see it.
She was really starting to feel the
He
weight
ain't will never get you in that trouble if he cared about you,
may not
girl.
have been what she thought it was.
Take you away from that.
Detectives wonder if this is their chance. A chink in the couple's armor.
Chink.
In August 2010, 7 months after the armed robbery took place, they sit down again with Tiffany.
Whether if you whisper or not, you're gonna still hear it in the video.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's still shooting.
At the same time.
Still video.
Detectives tell Tiffany their theory, that the fourth individual, the driver in the crime, was her boyfriend, Jerome Davis.
Ex-boyfriend, Jerome Davis.
If he was her boyfriend, it would explain why she was trying to protect him.
Detectives tell her they know he's not calling her anymore and he's no longer being close.
They also pull out a shocking piece of information that they'd only just recently discovered. One that detectives feel confident will get Tiffany to turn on her man.
Move your hand.
Jerome has a new girlfriend now.
Oh,
we got a new
So
girlfriend.
that's why he stopped calling her, stopped reaching out.
That
so
my soul to think that
he stopped putting money on her books or whatever, and she went and told the police the truth. What's his name?
and just left the three of us.
Because now he got a new girlfriend, and she's serving time
chilling at his new girlfriend's house.
because she ain't giving him up. He over there at his new girlfriend's house.
Detective's hunch was correct. Now, a heartbroken Tiffany is ready to tell all.
Oh yeah, she's scoring now. She's about to tell on his mama.
Protect him any longer. I can't protect him any longer because that ain't real love.
You have Tiffany now having this massive moment of reflection where she realized she's been used.
So now Tiffany is about to spill everything.
Go on, tell it, Tiffany.
Come here with us.
August 2010, after 7 months of investigation, Atlanta police are on the brink of nabbing the fourth assailant involved in a violent armed robbery. 18-year-old Jerome Davis.
Jerome was the boyfriend of one of the women they have in custody, Tiffany Vega.
Police suspected that he was the fourth assailant after numerous jail calls with Tiffany, but they needed proof to secure a warrant.
Initially, Tiffany refused to cooperate with police and was doing everything in her power to protect her man. But now the detectives have provided proof of Jerome and his new girlfriend.
It is a white girl.
Tiffany is ready to tell all.
I thought you were just saying something.
He dragged me into this.
So y'all kind of.
Now,
We went to go get him a white girl child.
Tiffany says it all started on the night of January 18th, when she and Jerome had only been dating for 1 week.
Love has no color though. Like best friends each discriminate.
Nah, we all family.
We all family.
we were not doing well financially. So
She
he
looked
said,
mixed
I got
up.
away.
All
His
of
his
us.
ex-girlfriend looked mixed.
And I say, I never did that before, you know. I've never actually taken from somebody.
You did take us
Tiffany tells detectives Jerome assured her it would be fine.
And he was like, all you gotta do is find someone. I'll do the rest.
Have a seat.
And eventually,
No.
Tiffany caved.
Every doubt that she had, he was like, no, this is for us. This is how we're going to start off our lives. This is how.
Best friends. The if it's not the battery, is low on camera space or whatever. So I had to delete some things. All right, so let's continue.
Tiffany recounts how Jerome helped calm her fears prior to leaving.
She said she met them off the chat line. Did she?
Yeah, the boy to contact them so that they couldn't be traced back from police.
What was that, from her boyfriend she met off the chat line, or just the boys in general?
He had a car that they
the
could
boys.
to stay off the radar. He assured her that it was a foolproof
Boyfriend
plan.
she met at the bus stop.
I just thought that maybe he borrowed somebody's car. I don't know, it's stolen.
He coached her on how to behave, how to act, how to talk, how to keep the men interested, how to look at their surroundings.
She hung on Jerome's every word. She was loyal without question. She completely, totally just trusted him.
Climb up.
Tiffany says that night, Jerome and his friend Malcolm drove her and her sister to meet up with Max.
Max responded back. He had a friend with him and asked Tiffany if she had a friend, and that's how Crystal got involved.
While Jerome and Malcolm waited outside for the signal, Tiffany and Crystal tried to play it cool.
That's her and her sister.
But Tiffany wasn't
Tiffany and
expecting as many
Crystal.
people to be there.
They didn't expect all those people to be there at the house because they was wanting to rob them.
My mind was racing at that time that maybe this ain't the right thing to do. Maybe this is getting too scary for me.
Tiffany says when Max stepped away to grab drinks, she took the opportunity to text Jerome.
I text her, tell him don't come in here because it's people here and I don't want to get caught.
But Jerome was unfazed.
He told the girls to play it cool, flirt a little bit, and lure them
That's
outside
crazy,
so
yo.
that they could get them alone.
Lord, all time. Like
Tiffany
they really
admits
had
she
money.
followed her man's orders.
They ain't even tell them they had no money.
I said, well, we gotta go because we done stayed too late. They said, okay, we'll walk you to the train station.
She texted Jerome and let him know.
By 2 a.m., the foursome had almost reached the station.
It's really freaking me out that I'm about to do something this serious. Like I was getting paranoid.
Seconds later, all hell broke loose.
Oh, hell,
Jerome and Malcolm are aggressively charging at them and holding the group up at gunpoint.
So I literally put my hands up as if I'm getting robbed.
Tiffany confirms that when Max took off running, Malcolm started shooting at him.
I hit
That is crazy.
and now I'm really scared.
That is crazy.
Jerome throws Reese to the ground, and Crystal and Tiffany are frozen. They're panicking.
The plan is completely broken down.
Jerome yells at Tiffany, hey babe, we gotta go. Gotta get in the car.
My sister has to shake me out of it and run. It tells me to run.
Tiffany says she and Crystal got into the backseat of the SUV as Jerome had instructed and watched the rest of the
Crazy,
attack
y'all.
in horror.
Y'all willing to watch this death about to happen right before your eyes.
Right.
As Malcolm continued to wail on Reese, Jerome got into the SUV with the girls to stash their stolen goods.
How much did they get? I don't know. How much?
Watch
Tiffany
this.
asked, what did you get?
What you get?
And Jerome said, well, a wallet, a cell phone, and $6.
Oh my God.
Stomach dropped. She just realized that she risked it all
For $6.
$6.
$6.
They didn't take you out to dinner. They took you out to come to the house party.
I ain't made for this type of stuff. This is scary, and I don't want nobody to get hurt. This is not good.
I'm already hurt. We got $6.
The first run, you go, and it goes wrong.
And the four of them
I just saw my man trip him up, though. He collided with them while he was
The
running.
next thing she knew, cops were on their tail.
Watch this, y'all. Watch
It
this.
didn't take cops long to spot the stolen vehicle after that bolo went out.
Ain't this the part where you're about to get tricked?
That's kind of rare because you're in Atlanta.
We all running that thing.
Jerome Gunson, the car is speeding uncontrollably.
I know this past my time limit,
Get
y'all.
out. The car gonna crash.
When Jerome
This probably lasts about like 40 minutes.
she grabbed her sister's hand.
Video.
I told her I'm sorry. She
He
said,
hit him. His brakes went out.
I'm gonna get you out of this.
Suddenly, Jerome lost control of the vehicle, and they crashed.
Jerome jumps out of the driver's seat and takes off,
He
leaving them
left
all
him.
in the dust.
Left his girl.
As
Left his
Tiffany and her
girlfriend.
sister follow
Took off running in a different
Malcolm
direction.
collides with them, tossing the gun.
See? He collided with him.
He shoves Tiffany in the back, and she falls. And as she falls, she lands on the gun.
As she falls, she lands on a gun that the friend
After 7 long months,
throw
Tiffany was
down.
finally given
And then he
detectives
pushed
the
them
missing
on
piece
top of
this
it.
crime. But will Jerome Davis actually end up paying for what he's done? Or will Tiffany have to take the fall?
So basically, it's 2 girls and 2 guys
About her or her best interest.
that was involved
She
in
was
this.
just another person that he wanted to use to get what he wanted at that
He was
time.
to set some people up.
How much time they getting? That's what I want to know.
You have females that buy in and they support these guys and they commit these crimes and they take the fall for these crimes for these guys and they're losing their futures because of it. And I think a lot of it comes from that sense of loyalty feel, which is interesting because a lot of them are so loyal only to find out that they've been replaced.
How much time? They said what time they went off?
August 2010. After 7 months, the armed robbery attack on Max Turner and Reese Shaw has finally come full circle.
Detectives finally have enough evidence to arrest the fourth suspect, Jerome Davis, who was the driver that night.
It's all thanks to Jerome's girlfriend and accomplice, Tiffany Vega, who has agreed to cooperate with police in their efforts to bring down her man.
Jerome had betrayed her.
Like, bring
She
him
was
down.
willing to not give his name up, and he ultimately abandoned
All right,
her while she
joining
was
it
behind
out,
bars.
please. Thank you.
She felt like she'd been played.
Just hours after Tiffany gives her statement, police arrest Jerome and bring him in for questioning.
Investigators come in, they sit down, they talk with him. You kind of want to gauge to see what his commitment level is to his girl. How much is he willing to let his girl go down for?
Let's see what he said.
At the mention of Tiffany's name, Jerome says nothing.
At this point, Jerome is emotionless, stoic. He's withdrawn.
He didn't give anything up. Really, because he felt like didn't have anything on him.
Jerome lawyers up and decides to tempt his fate at trial. The other 3, however, choose to take
Oh my
plea
God.
for their roles in the
Oh
crime.
my goodness.
We pleaded guilty, and they dropped a lot of the charges down to lesser charges.
Tiffany and her sister Crystal are both sentenced to 10 years behind bars.
10 years for $6.
I went out and committed a
10 years for $6.
So
In a wallet. Let's not forget a cell phone.
if you go out and do something, there are consequences.
You
But
damn
Crystal
right.
doesn't do stuff like that. It just wasn't okay for her to get in trouble. It might be the worst mistake of my life.
You and your sister got 10
Malcolm
years.
McClarty receives a 20-year sentence.
He still shot at the victim, committed armed robbery, and beat another victim so much that he had to go to the hospital.
I'm glad
By
the
the
2
fall of
victims are still
2010,
alive.
Jerome Davis's trial is fast approaching. But everyone is shocked when it suddenly comes to a screeching halt.
The DA comes and sees me and says, I can't use you because you would look like a scorned lover, angry because he has a new girlfriend.
To Tiffany's dismay, Jerome walks away with probation.
Oh!
And nothing else.
He never was sentenced to any jail time.
You fool! That man is smart.
Into the crime, except for the witness statements by the individuals that were all charged. So he basically almost gets off scot-free.
It's something that happens more than what we are willing to actually acknowledge.
They could use her on the stand because she seemed like a angry ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, she hold out until all the time until he finally had another woman.
In 2016, after 5 years in prison, Tiffany is granted early release for good behavior.
Okay.
I was sentenced
What about her
to 10
sister?
years to serve 6. My sister was sentenced 10 years to serve 4.
Though they lost precious time with their
So her
family
sister
while
did 4
behind
years.
bars,
And she did
the
5 years.
sisters tried to grow and learn from their experience.
Get your
We
car.
were
I
ready
said the
to
bus stop
just
no
live
more.
a happy life,
Get in the
to
car.
live in peace. Serving that time humbled me.
But even after everything that had happened, Jerome still couldn't leave Tiffany alone.
I didn't speak to Jerome till I got out of prison. He texted me and told me to be safe and stay out of trouble. And I told him, why would you even contact me? And those were our last words to each other.
It's crazy.
For Tiffany, this is a healthy detachment. This gives her an opportunity to focus on the things that really matter, her family and her goals.
Today, Tiffany still regrets the crime she took part in. The trust she put in a man she had just met. But most of all, taking her sister down with her.
It was my fault. But I put her in that situation.
Yeah.
It wasn't fair to her.
Tiffany is using her story as a way of moving through some of the guilt, moving through some.
All right. Anyhow, Tiffany was silly. She was very silly for even taking her sister on that kind of run. Go ahead, Pooh. Taking her sister on that kind of run and not trying to give up her boyfriend that got her in the situation in the first place.
She just met the guy.
Yeah, just met him and shut the door. And to do a petty crime that became something serious, you done didn't go near killed the man for $6 and a wallet and a cell phone.
Yeah, lucky he didn't shoot the guy. The guy didn't get hit. They beat
Yeah.
him. The one that got away, he didn't get hit.
It looked like it on a video.
No,
though.
one of them he ran. They didn't get him. He ran. The other boy they beat up on the ground. You know, he shot at the other one, trying to make him stop, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they had shot that boy. They'd been doing life in prison.
Mm-hmm. And then he had a nerve to contact her after she get out of jail. Talk to her.
But see, the thing is,
be safe. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
What kind of mess? Stay out of trouble.
They didn't identify him or nothing like that. And I think he didn't do nothing but just drive.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well. All right, best friends. That was story time with Honey.
Okay.
And I'm going to get back with y'all. And please do your best friend a favor. Like I said in the video earlier.
That bell.
Please hit that bell so you can be notified when your best friend posts a new video. And hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And leave me a comment. I like to talk. And if ain't nobody else told you, best friend, I love you. And sky's the limits. Bye.